Soon as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Kazual Konvo, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Kazual Konvo, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge on head and it's free for the play. Tap in right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every age. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. You know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
So, welcome to the Kazual Konvo Show with me, Coco, where we have conversations about topics that affects the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. So tonight, with me, I have my homeboy, one of the coolest guys I know from Florida, Q.
Guan, what it do?
You just came in here with the accent. Really?
I gotta let them think that I'm Jamaican a little bit. No, I'm just messing around.
All right, so where you from?
What's going on, everybody, man? I'm from Palm Beach, Florida, aka, South Florida, wherever y'all want to call it. Like, I'm like 40 minutes away from Miami. Cool person, love vibes, love talking about good conversations, love positive vibes. And if y'all ever want to come down to Palm Beach, man, just let me know, man. I'm right here in Riviera. So it's nothing but a calling away.
You always try to invite people nowadays. Can I get that first?
Huh?
Can I come first?
Go ahead.
Before you start.
Yeah. You got to come over here and make sure it's certified.
All right.
Gotcha.
So, you ready?
I'm ready, love. What's going on?
Ooh, I did something. I'm excited.
Let's go. Let's get it.
I'm really excited. You know what? I don't know. It's good to have, like, especially to talk about trust.
Right.
And then it's not just like the female perspective, there'll be the male perspective. And I know you're going to be honest.
Oh, no, definitely. Most definitely. I'm trying to keep it as real as I can, man.
So you want me to get right into it or what?
Let's go ahead. Let's jump into it. We here? We might as well.
If you define trust, what do it mean to you?
Trust, man. Trust can go many ways. It go from what you expect to what you know. If you know, okay, say for instance, like you trust somebody, you gotta know if that you could trust that person, or you're gonna be skeptical on it. And if you're skeptical on the type of trust, 9 times out of 10 you need to pay attention and see what's going on. But I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell me what you think about that part.
You want me to tell you what the local Google said?
Yeah, okay, go ahead, hit me up.
Well, you want my definition?
Yeah, I want your definition.
My definition is just somebody that I can believe in, and somebody I can confide in, and know that pretty much for me, trust is also loyalty. Because if I trust you, or if you trust me, I have a certain level of loyalty to you because we share certain things. And then if I can't trust you, to share certain things about myself, we ain't got nothing. I don't really fool with you like that.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing that I want to piggyback off that a little bit. But that's exactly how I feel about the whole situation when it comes down to trust. Because one thing about it, two things for certain, I have people that I call like my friends and stuff like that. And I got people that I call my brothers, my sisters, my family, my loves, The people that I call that, sometimes I got to be iffy with them too, because you never know what somebody's interest is when it comes down to trust. Because all it takes, from what I see right now, all it takes is just like some type of exchange for
Mhm.
a person to say something about something. It could be to a point where, like, say for instance, like you and your sister get in an argument, and just because she mad, she be talking to somebody else, and she don't even know she talking to a whole snake. But see, that's the trust that's lost.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
then it goes on to like the trust on, like, I know for sure that, like, if I go over here, and I could go over here and scream, curse, say whatever I want to say and whatever, talk about my life and like be deep down in, that's another type. That's the trust that you want. But like, it's a lot of people out here that's trusting people. We're talking not just relationship wise. We're talking family wise. We're talking about cousins, all this stuff, like associates, whatever. It's a
Mhm.
lot of people that's out here that like you really can't just sit here and put your all into, because all they hear is for is just to suck up your energy and give you back negative. You know what I'm saying? But then there's people that's out here that'll tell you, and this is where it comes into hard criticism. A lot of people can't take hard criticism because they're feelings.
Mm.
So if you're that type of person, you're gonna get fucked by them type of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you could take criticism from people that actually care about you, because that's the ones, them the ones how you're gonna know how to separate that whole trust issue part. You're gonna have them on that side and them on this side, but the ones that's on this side, they're gonna tell you exactly where you're messing up at and give it to you blood raw. Then
Okay.
you're gonna have the people that's gonna say, "Oh no, it ain't nothing, man. Let's just go out and drink about
I
it."
like them kind of things.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
So,
but okay. So to piggyback off of that,
mm-hmm.
when you said how you just like when you trust with people, and then the criticism aspect of it. So do you take the credit? Is it only from people who you trust or anybody? Because sometimes we can on our end trust people,
Right.
but that doesn't mean all the time the person's criticism is coming from a genuine place.
Okay.
So I think it
So,
comes a fine line of
right.
critique and then a fine line of
Of being
critiquing in a way to
somebody being petty, basically. Because
yeah, because some people will critique you to sway you away from progressing, if that makes sense. So I think
okay.
sometimes we gotta be careful who we trust of the critique of the conversation, if that makes sense.
Okay. No, I catch you exactly where you're coming off at. So basically, so back to what I was just saying, like in that same area, you have people that, you know, like I said, it's ones that's gonna be direct to you. But the ones that's being direct to you,
Okay.
it's kind of hard because this new generation, everybody's kind of soft now. Everybody's kind of soft. So I can't, my criticism that I could take, I can't speak for everybody else. But
Okay.
like, say for instance, like I'm out or whatever, and I had one too many drinks, and then like my homeboy comes up to me like, "Man, hey, let's go to the next spot."
Mm-hmm.
Now that homeboy that's talking about going to the next spot could be that person that's just like, "Hey man, long bro, he got the money. Let's just keep going." You feel me? You never know what nobody ever talking about behind your back, so you never ever know. But like the game that you got to peep is, for instance, like my brother Trey. I got can I just do this real quick? Can I just do this real quick? I got to shout out to my little godson, man, Lil Roy, Ivy. You know what I'm saying? At LILROY My that's my little godson, but my godbrother, his father, me and him, man, me and him sit down daily, and we just sit there and talk about random stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he tells me, like, it's to a point, like, he could be like, you know, he could cuss me out or whatever. But he's basically telling me, like, bro, what you doing? You need to stop tripping and shit like that. But then if you got somebody that's saying that, then you got somebody that's on your side that's saying like, oh, hey, I know about this club that we should go to. Oh, I know that you down bad. Let's just go out for it. Let's just escape freedom. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's get away from that. What I'm trying to basically say is, like, you got a person that's gonna be there and they'll be like, hey man, nah, tough criticism. Like I said, I could take tough criticism, but this new culture, we can't say what we have to say because we don't even know how to address people anymore now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the truth and trust needs to be something that's within all of us for us to even get past this whole thing that this world is trying to do to all of us. We
Okay,
all
so
trapped up under.
not to cut you off, but how do you get to that point where as though, okay, as a man, so how do you get to the point where as though you trust a person enough, where as though you can rely on them, and you, because when you trust them, it's kind of like your safe zone around people that you trust, right?
Correct.
Because if I trust you, I'm liable to be more open, more vulnerable, things like that. And I think that's the part where as though nowadays it is hard to trust because of the world that we live in, and people are so snake-like and grimy. So you got to build that level till you get to that point.
Right.
So how is it? Right.
So how I would explain how, I can't say for everybody, but this is how I did for myself. I took a year or two by myself without talking to nobody, just getting to know myself. Because if I don't trust myself, I can't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest statement that you could, you know, saying like we could go ahead and go with that. But what I did is I started finding out about me and what I wanted, and stop benefiting to everybody and being a yes man to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I took an accountability to myself, and I learned myself. Like I said, I had to learn to trust myself before I trust anybody else. I was letting people hurt me just because.
So how you get to the point of trusting yourself? Because I'm one of them type people, I'll trust people
until
you give me reason not to.
That's what I was getting to. So trusting myself is when I finally learned how to start saying no to stuff, to things that, say for instance, like, right, you got a friend that'll hit you up and they'll be like, hey, I need you to come and do this for me and this and this and that. And they pay you with pizza. Family too. We're not excluding family or whatever. You know, I ask somebody like, hey, you know, come over here and help. Let me do this and this and this and that. We're going to make sure it's good. And then when I get done, they were like, oh, let's go get some pizza and drop off. You gotta understand, my time is my time. I'm a valuable person. Me, I value myself more than that. But I always used just to be a yes man because I never ever wanted to disappoint anybody. I had to start thinking about myself first. That's how you beat it. I thought about myself first. I trusted myself first. So now that, like, when I say certain things, if you're gonna out of A, you're gonna take it like, hey man, yeah, maybe he's right. Or you're gonna take it as in, yeah, nah, I don't want to mess with him because he's talking about money. Right. But I'm your people, you feel me? But it's 2 and 2, but I just want to take it into a point where we all just need to be honest with each other. Stop worrying about everybody else's thing. Trust in your own path because God got your path for you. We all was born here separately. You gotta trust yourself before you trust anything else in this world. But I'll let you go back to you. I'm sorry, I'm just over talking. I don't mean to.
No. Those were all like good points. So when you talk about trusting yourself, you ever see some people that may, just generally speaking, may put trust into other people more than they trust their own decision making and their own thought processes. So when you said you had to learn to trust yourself, that's why I asked, like, what was that process? Because you do have people, men and women, who don't understand that they don't trust themselves. Sometimes I think it's a level of not trusting how far to go, or not knowing what the perception is going to be. Because when you start to trust people, you start, like I said, it's a certain level of strength that comes from, okay, I'm trusting you with this information. I'm allowing myself to be here. For me, like I said, I can trust a person until they give me a reason not to, but I don't trust everybody to be vulnerable and to fully let go. Because like I said, sometimes it's steps to building in earning somebody's trust. You get what I mean? Like because everybody's not genuine. Let's just keep it above.
There you go.
And sometimes you got to see where people
That's
coming
the first thing.
And I'm one of them type of people. If I think you playing with me, I'm gonna play back in your face. You know, just to be completely honest. That's when I say like it's a building mechanism. So if I'm getting to know you, right, as friends, and we just meet or whatever, and let's say you come to me with something you may think you already know, right, about whatever the situation is, I'm gonna play with you because you're not trying to get to know me. You get what I'm saying? It's like you trying to get some tea or something like that. Me personally, you already started off messing up the trust factor, or us even building some type of trust level, whether it's a friendship, anything like that. You get what I mean?
Right.
So those are people who I know I can't be vulnerable with, and I'm gonna keep it arm's length, or either I don't even want in my space. So I think it's levels to building trust, and people like trust is earned, but it's also both ways. You can't expect a person to be trusting in you if you're not even coming with genuine intentions, and you're coming ill, and you're coming on some messed up stuff. So it's kind of like, what do you do in that situation from a man point of view?
Ooh, I hear you. Yeah, no. I got you. So basically, you're saying,
so let's say you didn't know me from Adam or Eve, right? And somebody, and let's say we have let's just say we work together, right?
Okay.
And you just thought, but somebody may know you and be like, oh, you know, Q, da 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 da.
Right.
Then when I meet you, I'm not meeting you from my own perspective, to get my own perspective of our interaction. I'm completely basing what I heard. And see, a lot of us tend to do that, judge people and trust people to a point of like, my thing is this, you don't know what that relationship was. You get what I'm saying? Only thing I can go on is how we interact. But if I'm already coming at you based off of hearsay or what somebody else's judgment is, it's only but so much trust we gonna get. And it's only but so close we can get, and how vulnerable you are. So it's kind of like, I'm not even really getting to know you. I'm trying to get to know what I heard.
Correct. So
how do you build trust with somebody like that? But they say, I'm trying to get to know you. I want us to be friends. I want us to, you know, get to know each other. How do you get vulnerable?
Okay, so like this is a big thing that's like that's actually real. Like that's something that happens. You know, and you know what's crazy now? Like people look too much more into social media too to gain their information from what they heard from that person. You know what I'm saying? So okay, say for instance, like get somebody saying, oh yeah, nah, don't holler at him because girl, he trying to go through all of us here. So how many did he go through? They won't give you that answer. They're gonna tell you that he tried.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now that as a man, you get what I'm saying? Like you already put a smut on my name. I am not a smut, you know what I mean? But you know, so like just there on that part, because it happens with men too, though. Happens with men too. Men does this same thing that goes in the background of like, hey, yeah, no, I know about her, this and this and that. The thing is, like I always preach, it's a song by the Williams Brothers. If you ever never heard of it, you need to look it up. It's called "Sweep Around Your Front." Sweep around your own front door before you sweep around your own front door before you sweep around mine.
What kind of what genre?
It's a gospel song.
Oh, sleep around your own who?
Front door before you sweep around mine. I don't know if that's the name of the song. Yeah, I think that's the title, but you'll see it's by the Williams Brothers. But that song, that song right there, basically telling you like, why is everybody worried about everybody else's problems? You get what I'm saying? And they go another thing in trust.
All right, so let me ask you this. Even with that being said, do you think there's a certain level of like we talked about, okay, you got to feel safe and belonging. Some people trust people because they want to feel a sense of, okay, I belong with this particular person or this particular group. And we see a lot of people befriending the wrong group of people because they want to belong. So they immediately put their trust of, it could be their life, honestly, if we really want to be real. So I think a lot of times when me personally, if somebody say they trust me, I'm their confidant and they can pretty much trust me. I ain't gonna leave you when it get rough, right?
Right.
But you have some people that will do that. And like I said, the intent for the person who they're trusting in is not always there. So let's say if you encounter somebody like, I trust this person, like I said, I should say, like I said, it can even be your friends, people who you're close to, like the person who you gave a shout out to.
Right.
And in order to get to that point, you had to build a certain level to get there. That's not something that just comes off the break. So in my instance, for me, it takes time. Like, I don't trust everybody to be vulnerable with, to share stuff with, because sometimes you get that.
So what?
It can get
so what I would say for me, like, okay, like my brother, like I'm just gonna, my god brother, man, like me, like personally, what made me trust him so much, 2005, I was 18 years old. And know nothing about nothing. I just got a job at the airport. Me and him just chilling. I know this is gonna gross y'all out, yes. We was outside, I went to ask somebody, can I get a cigarette? But then I found out like later on, he stays literally the next street behind me. Me and this man been friends 2005, so that's 16 years now, going on 17. Me and this man been friends, but we done had falling outs. We done cussed each other out. We out yelled each other, all that stuff. But like when at the end of the day, we carry a thing of like, well, I need to talk to you about what's going on. We're not going to sit here and wait on the phone and then like call 3 days later and try to say, like, no, we need to talk about this now. And we get to the understanding of what it is. That's when you understand, like, where, because like he's not gonna say nothing that's gonna like make me feel bad because we already know each other. You know what I mean? We just gonna be more of like, this how I feel, this how you feel. That's how we get back to, you know what I'm saying, to him. And to this day, that's my twin.
But at like, what point do you know you can be that way? Because that don't just start out the brick. So what would happen?
Because you gotta understand, some of your friends that's here in your life is not going to give you direct criticism. It's a lot of people that's out here that's just going to sit and fake the funk just to be around you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna bubble gut. They're gonna be like, as soon as you say, they like yes man. They're gonna be yes man around you.
I think it's different for females. My thing is, if we cool and you trust me with something. That's it. I don't care what happens. That's it. It stays there.
Correct.
And I think when it comes to a level of trust and confiding and like I said, that vulnerability is when you share things. When you start to trust in people. So my thing is, if I open up about something personal, that means I trust you.
That's a good point.
I don't care what happened, what goes down. That stays there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You carry that, right? But I think people don't understand that level of trust because like, oh my God, guess what happened?
That's crazy.
My whole thing is, how did the conversation go down? If people know me, to know me as their friend. I don't care what. It's people who I don't even talk to this day. But certain things,
right,
I'm not going to speak on, because at one point that person trusted me. And that's why I said when it comes to trust, it still becomes a level of loyalty, because it should not break at the minute something goes on, because you don't know, you might get cool with the person again. Anything can happen. Life happens, right? So my thing is, if I trust you with something and you don't value that, I can't trust you no more. And usually when I can't trust a person, I can't even talk to the person. So when you
And
see
you know
people
what?
who you don't trust, or if we can't communicate, how do you deal with that? Like,
All right.
when
Okay.
y'all
So,
communicate, you said they got to be able to critique you and give you criticism.
right.
Some
Right.
people can
But
know
you
you
know
for
what? And
years.
you know what? And you know what? And I was just thinking about something. Just for instance, like I'll even say it. When I called y'all that night, man. When I called y'all that night, man,
You want to talk
I
about
didn't, huh?
You want to talk about
Yeah, I mean, look, I ain't look.
Okay.
I'm a sharing person, man. But look,
Okay.
I called y'all that night. Obviously, it was something that was bothering me. I'm sorry if I'm not in the film, but
Oh, you good?
I was calling y'all that night. You know what I'm saying? Then like I didn't know who I could depend on or nothing like that. And the thing is, I was like, man, let me just get my luck and just like be out here. But like the thing is, I knew only to contact y'all because like through all these years, like you got to think about it. Like since 2011, 2012, like we knew each other or something like that. Probably even earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like like even just like hitting up you guys, like I'm like, yo man, like this is going on with me, and I don't feel that I'm at myself. I'm going through it. Only reason why I contacted y'all three, and y'all know who the three y'all is. Y'all know who y'all is. But I contacted y'all three because I was just like, man, let me just see if y'all could give me something. But the only reason why I felt comfortable with y'all because like all throughout the years, we actually had communication. We wasn't just like just friends or just a social media thing. It was like more of a personal bond. You get what I'm saying? And you knew me. You knew the things that I went through. Y'all wasn't one of those types that was just like, oh man, you could get through it, this and that, and just swipe it off. Y'all was just like, man, yo, what's going on with you? Like y'all asked what's going on with me. That's the trust factor almost in there. You know what I mean? But I love every single moment of it. And then, like, I ain't gonna lie to you. If it wasn't for y'all that night, man, y'all better go ahead and hit some lights in the chat right now. Y'all better give us some lights right now in the chat right now. I am not playing. But no, that right there. I could bring that whole story, but I don't want to say too much because I don't want to.
Just so you know, I think what was I doing? I think I was studying that night. They called me and was like, "No, you answer the phone," and it was like, me and him. Me and Jay been tight since. Oh my gosh, my youngest son, he wasn't even in school yet. So that friendship, and I know when he calls me, that's what I'm saying. There's a certain level of trust, a certain level of respect. And like I said, in order to trust somebody, you gotta have that day. And I'm like, well, what's going on? As soon as he said that, I was like, okay, let me call and see what's going on. So when we couldn't call you, he was freaking out because he was actually, so he was out with some friends. Like they were celebrating something. He like left them and was like, hold on, we taking care of something without even putting things out there. And that's what I'm saying. Like, those are people you can trust. Those are people that I respect.
Right. And that's exactly what
there's any type of discrepancy or anything going on, we're going to talk about that and communicate and hold each other accountable for certain things. But also when it's a time in need and you need that person, okay, we're going to drop everything. This can pause. I can make that time back up. But that's for people who you can trust. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. That's one person.
Right.
And I recently, like I said, I don't trust many people like that. Breaking, and I just have a moment where I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on now? I don't care. He could be over me, dead, sleep, drunk, whatever. That's one person. It could be 3:35 and 2 seconds in the morning. He gonna answer that phone like, girl, what do you want? And
what's going on?
He's like, wait a minute, where you at? And that's you know what I'm saying? Like that's that relation. Those are people who I don't have a problem with being vulnerable. Some people,
shout out to my brother Jay.
Yeah, it's like I think it's levels to trusting people.
Definitely.
So that's why I say that. That's why I say when it comes to building trust, it's the communication. That all starts from there. How we communicate, how we talk, how you talk to me, how you talk about me around when I'm not there, when I am there. Different things like that. that's who I am. And like I said, we all been in that situation when you reached out. I've been there. You know, we all been there. So it's kind of like that would, you know what I'm saying? That's not nobody business but ours. And that's still a process that we gonna always hold down. Like, not only do we love you, we respect you too. The same way I look at it like this, you respected us. But at the same time, you know, even though Jay has a way sometimes, even in the midst of life, and you could be dead wrong, breaking down everything. If you wrong, Jay gonna be like, I mean, I know you going through something, but we gonna get this together because we're not doing this no more. You know how many times that man told me that? So that's what I'm saying, like accountability. But I respect him and I trust him, and I know we communicate enough, and I know at the end of the day, that conversation, he handles me in a certain way. But when I need my space, it's been times where I went off and I needed to calm myself down, and I talked to him. I could have been dead ass wrong. He gonna ride with me in my wrong, but give me a couple days to calm down. Oh, and let me bring this up. Don't you ever, you get what I mean? It's that accountability. It's that, okay, I respect you. We gonna ride together, but at the end of the day, you better not do that no more. You get what I mean? So it's kind of like, those are, to me, we took steps so that in the beginning we couldn't. I don't even think he liked me like that of our friendship. And that's why I said sometimes when it comes to trust, you gotta build it in this level of communication and, you know, things like that. Everybody don't trust the same. Everybody don't build the same. Some people look at quantity over quality, and that's even including trust. And some people want everybody to trust them, but they're not trustworthy.
Right.
So then that's the other side.
Correct, right? Yeah. So, like me personally, man, honestly, you said I could just talk, right?
Just talk.
Okay. So honestly, you know, like you say, it's levels up till like when it comes to trust. But the thing is, like, I honestly feel like people already come with a radar on their head just to be scanning out, looking for certain things. But sometimes, like, say for instance, like it might this person that just like want to talk too much or something like that, and that might throw you off. But like this, it could be somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that's really right there with you. You got people that's out here that's always against us, man. Like, you got to think about, we're Black. We're part of this culture that get degraded on every single day. And then me being as a Black man, you get what I'm saying? I got even worse, you know what I'm saying? Because like all I got to think about now is like if I can make it back home to, you know what I'm saying, the next night or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at all this and put all that together, I'm just like, okay, look, check this out. Either A, I'm just gonna be myself and live, or B, I'm just sitting here and keep faking it out just to be sitting here and keep getting hurt. I need to take accountability with myself. I need to make sure that I trust myself. I need to make sure that I trust the people that I'm around. Or I could just be a person that just live life freely and don't care about what's going on and just have little Boo Ray next to me. I don't even know what he got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trust. That's why I say my circle is it's like 3 people. I can't even put on one hand. It's 3 people. It's my brother Yoshi, my brother Trey, and my brother Bernard. Them 3 right there. Them are solids. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, I can't really do too that much in, but like when it comes down to like a family, like in being like a part of like with people, you, Jenny, what's her name? Well, of course, Jay, but what's her name? Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck, like, y'all like my family. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't even talk to my family the way that I be talking, having a conversation with y'all, because I trust y'all and I know that y'all won't judge me. I know that y'all won't do anything like to make me feel like any type of way or whatever. Y'all gonna give it to me blood raw. You're gonna tell me exactly how it is. That's trust.
I'm not that like I'm not that nice for one.
You're the nicer one? Oh, Lord. So I guarantee Tiffany over there for the cuss me out.
The one that don't care. She gonna be like, no, bitch, you wrong. Point blank. All right, next. She don't want to hear nothing else.
But that's the hard
girl
criticism.
Will be like, Jay will be like,
though.
Jay will be like, what we doing? Who we beating out? What you need me to do?
Yeah.
But I deal with you another time. But right
serious.
now, let's get this together. He gonna give it to you when he know you're gonna receive it.
Hey,
Just don't care if you ready to receive it or not. Jenny is that
Jay
mother.
was really serious about that. He was like, yo, what's going on with you, nigga? I'm like, yo, damn.
He might first know. He told you first of all what you not about to do. Not right now. I mean, because we too far for you to be playing these games. I said, here we go.
Yeah, man. Yo, but you know what though? This off a little topic, real quick. Just real quick. Yo, what the hell y'all got going on in Baltimore, man?
Oh, you really went on top.
I thought we was crazy down here. Look, everybody, I'm in South Florida. If you don't know, I'm in South Florida. I'm in Palm Beach. Baltimore, what y'all? I'll take a sip.
What we do? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, I just watched this documentary.
Oh Lord Jesus. On what?
Oh well, see, I ain't even gotta go any further.
Let me clear this up for everybody listening, watching. Yes, Baltimore has a bad name, right? But Baltimore has some beautiful people. Baltimore has some creative people. And it seems like the negative aspects of Baltimore outshine the positivity and the creative and the beauty that comes with some of the people. Now, yes, we all rough around the edges. Yes, we are very honest. However, there are some really beautiful places. But do you need to be careful and mindful of your surroundings? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I think sometimes
it was the Meek Mill documentary. It was the Meek Mill movie that he made.
He's from Philly.
No, but why was he over there?
He's from Philly.
I know, but why he's over there? See, I don't like that part anyway.
All right, since we're going off topic a little bit, I'm gonna tell you something. And me and Rich had this conversation. Rich, I'm sorry I keep bringing you into this stuff. Part of the reason why we do the show is because so many people try to speak for our community. And you mentioned culture, respect for the culture and trust in the culture. We have a culture in our communities, no matter where you live, whether it's Baltimore, Philly, New York, Atlanta, California, Honduras, Jamaica, wherever you're from, you have a culture within your community. People outside that community, people who are not living in that community.
Yeah, you will never understand it.
People who don't have ties to that community, never been through that. And if you sitting up here in a gated community and doing all of these things and you're not in touch with these people and these issues, you can't speak on that.
You'll never understand.
You're coming from a whole nother level. So part of the thing that we like to do, I put trust in Rich. Bringing this vision together, which he's done beautifully, so that our communities and our culture can trust this station, Ham Radio, enough to get the resources and tools that they need that's for our community, not only to shine light on negative things within our community, but the positive. I'm just saying, but just the resources, because if you trust in the quality and what you get from the shows on Ham Radio, I'm trying to tell you, you're going to get a whole nother aspect of not only Baltimore, but different places you will be shocked will come out of. And as a team, that's happening.
No, I love it.
Financial matters.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, financial. I would trust Kylette with investing my money any day.
Correct.
Okay, I would trust Africa 400 on School of Me, on my culture and who I am, far as my history. So it's so much crawl into the conversations that we need to have as we need to have them, coming from the people that's living in life. They can't speak from. I mean, I don't care where you came from, but sometimes when you get to a certain level, you're not having the same conversation right now that we have.
I'm sorry. I know. I ain't mean no.
No, I'm just like to put that out there. But
I ain't mean no offense or nothing like that. I was just trying to throw a little light joke in.
Go ahead. Well, you said, now what was the documentary about?
No, I like I said, it was the one with Meek Mill in it. They was talking about like it was like a meetup or something like that. No, because we got bike life down here. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. We got bike life down here too.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I just seen that.
It ain't like us though.
Oh, okay. Got you. But you gotta put me on, man. I don't know, man. I'm not. Yeah, you know I'm saying.
You gotta experience that head on.
Okay,
that's
okay,
a whole. It's a whole
okay.
nother vibe when you see it up close and personal. I'm gonna just say that.
As long as you vlog with me, if I come, you gotta vlog with me if I come.
Now listen, you just can't walk around with your phone and cameras out around in Baltimore. We're not doing that. Remember where you are. Yes, it's a beautiful place. We have beautiful people, but I ain't saying you can just walk around. No, you're not getting me killed.
I try to hold it in. No, for real. No, but no.
You
but
walk
no,
around with your camera out thinking you recording if you want.
They gonna be like, hey, who?
We talking about trust. I'm telling you to trust me on this one. Don't you do it.
No, you know what? I ain't. But but at the same time though, that go back into the trust. Cause I trust you when I come down, I'm good. You gonna let me know what the end is, and the end it ain'ts, and they ain't the don'ts. You feel me?
Respect the culture. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna respect the culture. That's exactly what I do, because that's why I say I trust you when I come up there, man. I know I'm gonna have me a good time. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna put me around no. You feel me?
Rich, what's this number? It's because Drew keeps on a whole lot, and I'm scared of what she might say.
On
my answer. Hold up. I'm scared. But anyhow, back to.
Go ahead.
Oh, 49. If you would like to call in, the phone number is 410-598-4242. Rich, she got a 5-minute time limit because I'm not fooling with you today. At all. So, all right. Perfect example. What's your friend name? Your brother?
Trey.
Trey.
Yeah.
So when it comes to matters of how, if you said you trust them, how much do you express your feelings to people you trust or to him? And at what point made you get to the point that you could trust him enough, where as though you really went like soft?
Nah. See, I ain't go soft.
You ain't go soft?
But I man, honestly, to be honest with you, me and my brother, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, me and him just literally just sit in the car after I get off of work or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We just vibing, whatever. I could tell my bro. But see, the thing is, okay, I'm not one of them type that's gonna talk about my relationship first off. I'm not talking about my relationship.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I gotta say this because he ain't said to you. So when we was talking about that night you called us, Jay said, "Nigga had us stressed."
Huh? What happened?
You did. He said he had us stressed. Yes, you did. But he was all like, I started pouring drinks. He was smoking a mess out of he was smoking fugs back to back. I said, ugh. He was like, yeah, that's how it happened. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, but my bro, man, like I said, man, my bro, like I said, I know them ever since 2005, January 5th, 2005. The reason why I remember that, because that's when I got hired by the airport.
Okay.
But me and bro became, you know what I'm saying, like cool, but at the same time, like 3 months later, I didn't know, like he even stayed, he stayed literally the next street right behind me. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like we became cool and stuff like that. Me and bro had a couple of fallouts, and it was on my behalf. I'm not gonna say it was on my behalf of what the shit that I was doing and how I was fucking her. You get what I'm saying?
What you
Bro,
do?
huh?
What you do?
I can't really talk too much on.
Next, could keep going. Okay, we're gonna pass.
But you know, but it wasn't nothing bad, and to the point where it's you ain't supposed to be fucking. No, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just my ways and the way that I was moving. You know what I mean?
Okay. Makes sense.
But like, let's flash forward now. 16 years later, and like my homeboy, like this is my brother. Like he's still right here, and he'd be like, "Man, bro, you need to just tighten up, man. Just stop." You know, for me personally, I worry about too much small shit. You know what I'm saying? I worry about too much small shit when the bigger picture needs to be solved first. You get what I'm saying? But my brother, he gave it to me blood raw. He's like, man, dog, bro, what the fuck you doing, bro? You ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You feel me? I don't want to go into too much detail because you know we live. You feel me? But he tells me, man. He tells me like things that I need to hear. Like the same way how you guys were with me. Y'all are the same. Like y'all literally are the same. But bro, the thing is about bro, like I'm like right here in front of me. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I do some fucked up shit, like say for instance, I'll be like, man, bro, I went out to the club last night and I spilled a drink on the floor. That nigga probably like be like, man, yo, nigga, I don't want to, you know what I mean? Not like that, but he'll be like, man, bro, what you doing? You acting sloppy, nigga. You need to get your posture together, nigga. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You feel me? He keep me to a point where I need to understand that, like, I need to hear tough criticism, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it all comes from love. And that's what trust comes from, love. We need to understand that love is the key to every fucking thing, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you, this little capsule thing that I got right here, if I put a seed in here, a little bit of soil, if you show it some love every single day, you know what it's gonna do? It's gonna grow. If you let it just sit there, what it does, it dies. It never becomes fruitful. So that's trust. Sprinkles.
Use that.
You get what I'm saying? Sprinkle.
I'm gonna walk around with a capsule so I can use
sprinkle something. Sprinkle on something on their seed. That seed that you see that's growing with somebody. Sprinkle that a little bit of water over there. Instead of trying to bash them or start trying to put them down and stuff like that. Tough criticism is tough criticism. If you can't take it, I'm sorry, you're part of Gen Z. That's not mine. You get what I'm saying? I think we are the last breed of people that could take that. A lot of people don't understand that. Like we sit out here, we could talk about people inside our cars when they ride past us, or we could talk about people inside the booths when we eating at the motherfucking thing or whatever. But you would never ever go over there and go tell that person, like, hey man, I smell your hygiene. Come here, let me tighten you up. Honesty. People can take honesty. But I'm not trying to go into a whole nother subject. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying.
You know, my mind.
The people that I know and trust gonna be like, oh, listen.
Like, bro, you're a little tank. You're a little tank right now.
Ain't right. Yeah.
But I would rather take that than you just go into the party and be like, man, I'm bitching this motherfucker musky. Think about it. Would you rather take that or would you rather have your homeboy come and say, man, bro, you're a little tank, bro. You need to go ahead. But no, I'm not saying that's me now. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let me go get my colognes and stuff and my deodorants and my shampoo. It's not me. But I'm just saying, but would you rather have somebody be like, hey man, look, hey man, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need to go get yourself checked. That's trust. Or would you have somebody that say, because he want to shine in there, you want to shine in front of all the motherfucking Hollywood. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to curse. I'm sorry. But you want to shine at everybody. You get what I'm saying? It's a difference. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's what my two trusts lead at. I got somebody that I know could just be like, hey, man, bro.
Do you trust everybody? What will cause you not to trust somebody?
What would cause me to trust somebody? First impression. If you start talking about all this extravagant ass shit, or you talking about like, oh man, bro, I fuck with you and this and this and this and that, da 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 da. That's already a red flag to me, kind of in a sense, because like you two trying to get too close to me too quick. I don't trust people that are trying to get too close to me quick. You got to know me. Like you know me. You know what I'm saying? People that's right here, that's viewing this right now, they don't know me from a can of paint. They don't even know what we talking about.
Sure. Okay.
That's my difference. That's my difference. But I try to keep it to a point where that I give everybody a chance, though. I give everybody a fair chance. But I could if I sense anything that's wrong with you, because it's not that I could read somebody, but it's more that I could just see what your intentions is already, because like I said, I start learning myself first. That's back in that conversation. You know,
no, I can agree with that. I'm one of them type people. Like I said, it's levels to the trust thing with me, but also when people try to play on intelligence with me, or when people think they playing in my face, that's the deal breaker, because I'm petty enough, and I like I said, I'm not all the way mature yet. I ain't gonna lie. If I think you playing with me, and I can prove that you playing with me, I'm gonna play in your face the same way that you playing with me. But I'm gonna take it up too much.
Yeah, that's it.
Only because it's like you didn't even know me enough, or get to know me enough to know this wasn't cool.
Correct.
And especially if I'm coming in open. You get what I mean? So let's just say we didn't know each other and we were meeting people and we were like trying to get to know each other on a friendship level. And you was trying to have, let's say, one-on-one important conversations, or, you know, deep conversations, but the whole time you just fishing to see what I'm gonna say. And when I'm like, oh, okay, we playing this game, I'm gonna feed you all the wrong stuff on purpose. That's the type of person
you're seeing it already, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna feed you all the information. I'm gonna play all the way in your face until I don't feel like playing no more. But I'm never gonna put my trust in you or allow myself or allow you to get to know me on that level. And I think those are like the boundaries in the communication that we gotta set. Because my thing is, if you will think you already know, what are we doing? I'm gonna let you expose your whole self. And usually that tells you a lot about a person.
Correct. Okay, so so okay. Like I can respond to it, but like I'm just trying to hold on. All right, so basically you're basically saying if all right, so from that standpoint right there, that's coming off right there. I really think that it's like this. Honestly, did you? Okay, say for instance. Okay, I'm talking twice. I'm say tongue twice. God, edit that YouTube. But no.
Basically, what?
I need to time out.
No, we trying to get you to get it out.
All right, go ahead, go with the question again so I can make sure that I'm right when I say that.
Oh, so pretty much what I'm saying is, if a person thinks they're going to play with me on my trust and my loyalty, so if let's just say you coming to me and it's all false pretense for trying to get to know me, but you trying to get me to trust you, but the whole time you not even on that thing. Whatever you think you know, I'm going to add yeast on that in the opposite way. I'm never going to tell you or let you get that close to me to know me, because you're not deserving of that.
Correct.
I'm going to play in your face until I get tired.
So if I was the male in that situation towards you, correct?
That's male or female.
No, I'm just saying it's to that same thing that you were just saying. No, I'm just saying it's to that same situation that you were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first off, I will find out if the person is actually pump faking. How you can find out if that person is pump faking or not, all you got to do is just put a little rumor out by yourself. Send it to them. Have somebody send it to them. Just see what the hell they talking about. Because
some people just aren't genuine.
No, it's not.
No.
90% of the people that you chill with is not genuine. Yeah. 90% of them. And the reason why 90% of them that's not genuine, because they hate on what you got going for yourself, and they know they could. If you come to them and you talk to them about your problems, they know they could keep you down. You get what I'm saying? They can keep you down with it. You get what I'm saying? And then all they got to do is, next thing you know, why they got you to your lowest point where they was like, okay, man, who's telling them about this shit or whatever? As soon as they got you to their lowest point, they go ahead and hit you with the big ass boom, and then next thing you know, they like, oh yeah, that was me that was saying this and this shit. That shit gonna make you kill yourself because you think that you was supposed to trust this person. That person wasn't never even there for you from the beginning. And that's the thing, we gotta understand, we gotta keep people away from us that just want to know information about us all the time. We got people that's out here that's desperate for, like, just to have somebody just to sit there and talk to. But it's people that's out here that are sitting here, you could talk to them, and you could talk to them, you could talk to them, you could tell them your things. All they're doing is just collecting everything. Here's my niece. Come on, boo. Come on, boo. Come on. Come on. My niece won first place, everybody. But a lot of people, they soak up information for you just to be there, and just to be, you know what I'm saying, just to be up under your skin, and just at that right moment when you tell them like, nah, I can't fuck with you no more, all they gonna do is just like, oh, you remember this, you remember that, you remember this. The thing is, everybody is worried about too much about everybody else instead of worried about their own goddamn problems, and that's what we need to solve. We need to solve that fucking problem. If we don't solve that shit and we don't put that towards, you know what I'm saying, like, as in humanity ourselves, I'm not telling about what race you is or nothing like that. All we need to do is stop worrying about what
Okay. All right. So with that being said, which I think we're gonna go to break. And we'll be back in 5 minutes. Q having some technical issues, but he'll be back momentarily. He's gonna be on audio, if that's okay. So, Jay Nathaniel. Is he here?
There we go.
You are so ergy. What's going on? Thank you for coming on.
No problem.
Well, thank you for coming back on. He just having some technical difficulties right now. That's okay. So we've been talking about trust, accountability, with trust, respect, mixed in with loyalty, mixed in with a whole bunch of stuff, and all of these different perspectives, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think so far about trust? Because I know you was listening.
Not until before my first comment. I got on right before that. So I didn't catch anything before that. I was still moving stuff.
How do you feel about trust?
Too many people give it away too soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, explain it.
You know how you meet some people, they can meet somebody and then a week later, Oh, I'm so in love. I'm moving them in with me. They're gonna drive my car. I'm co-signing for this. No, no, I'm not doing that.
How soon that happen?
Huh?
How soon that happen?
Is that how soon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've seen it happen in weeks.
Not days.
Huh?
Not days.
I can't confirm days. I have suspicions of days.
Honey, let me tell you.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I done seen people put so much trust in the car keys, house keys,
House keys.
watch
Oh my
my
God.
kids.
Oh, watching my kids burns me up. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna leave my baby with you, but I don't know your last name.
That's the question. Until Q come back, I want to come back. I'm gonna ask you a question because I already seen that one because that's no pause. That was one of our pauses. That whole.
Hey,
How
I've seen it happen.
How important is trust in your friendship?
Very important. If I can't trust you, we can't be friends.
How do you get to that point? I asked Q. He gave me his answer.
We got to spend time together. We got to hang out and do something that means something. Not just going out to the club or want to go get drunk every time. That ain't building no bond.
That's how we bonded.
No. 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 Well, okay.
It was that we having a bad night.
No. Because we worked together for a while before we started doing all of that.
Yeah,
but
it
don't be telling
was.
people I ain't like you when we first met.
No, you didn't. You was completely over it. That energy, honey. It was like, okay, you know, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, I'm all like, hi. And he was like, wow, this right here, and whatever. It was.
I had to feel you out.
I wasn't doing nothing. It was like my first day. I was nervous.
No, I'm talking about after that. Okay, no, I'll give you the first day. Because I didn't feel like I should have been training you when we had a manager right there.
Yeah, true.
That was not in my job description.
Okay, so when you consider trust amongst your friends, what does that entail to
you? My friend should be able to hold my secrets.
Okay.
If and when I have any. Yeah, I'm pretty vocal, so I don't really hold a lot of things on my chest without letting you know what's wrong. But should I have a secret, my friend should be able to keep it.
I think for me to know that I trust a person, it's a certain level of that I can count on them. Now, if I'm vulnerable, I do more than trust you. But we talked about vulnerability early. And I know I did mention sometimes when it comes to building trust, it's also being allowed to be vulnerable in certain situations. And being vulnerable is sharing certain things without fear of how it's going to be, how it's going to be judged. Part of me, for me to trust in my friendships is for my friends to allow me to really be me and not what they think I should
be. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm a different personality, you know. Oh, I don't like that head nod.
All of my friends are.
But I ain't like that head nod. Because it was the head nod with that, like, girl, yes. It's very much. But no, I only say that because I know I can
hear the camera.
Because I know I have that strong personality, but I'm also extremely goofy, and not everybody gets to see that. And some people be like, "Oh, she said, but I don't ever see it." You wrong, because I don't like you. I don't know you like that to be that person. Like that's I think it's levels.
You get what I give you.
Yeah, but I think for me personally, it's just levels. When I'm really, if I start to open up, that means I'm building a level of trust. I'm building a level of respect that, okay, you can get this whole effect of what it is to, you know, because I know me, I'm a take my friendship seriously. That's just what it is. But also allowing me to be myself is also allowing me to be in my space sometimes. I'm not like most people when it comes to certain things. As far as you gotta let me open up when I'm ready. Right. You get what I mean? And then sometimes I gotta know, can I really trust you if I say this? And I don't trust everybody with all my personal stuff. Like at all.
Is that my necklace?
No, this is mine. That other one, I've been lost at a couple
still
years. I gotta get you another one. This one is mine. You want it?
No.
All right, I'm gonna get you one.
We'll get a different one. It's okay.
No, I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you another black one because I lost your black one.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that.
Oh, which one?
I was talking about the arm that you lost.
It was a black one.
No, that was the cross.
I owe you two.
No, I ain't say that.
I
did not say that.
I forgot about that one. Okay. So anyway, off the necklace. So
sorry, y'all.
So it's certain levels. Because I think in friendships, when it comes to trust, you become like your confidant. You know, like even in your friendships outside of me. And I think also to trust your friends, you gotta trust them to have other friends and other confidants and other, you know, different things without it being a thing. Right?
Even if you don't particularly care for them. You gotta allow them to have them. Not you. Not you.
Like what? Explain it.
No, if you don't like the other people that they have, you still gotta allow them to have them. Still there right there.
Everybody don't mesh.
Exactly.
And then I think sometimes, and you and I have been in situations where we've had friends that we truly care about may have outside acquaintances that they became very trusting. When we say people trust too soon, and it's kind of like we get that feeling off the energy, and then it's like, I told you not to trust them. And then when you gotta hear your friend be like, I shouldn't have trusted this person because blah, 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 blah. And you're like, told you.
I stopped saying I told you so. I got tired of people getting mad at me, so I stopped saying it.
No, you didn't. I'm gonna tell you what you say. That's what happened. That's the same. That's the equivalent.
Hey, I said I stopped saying it. I didn't say I stopped meaning it.
So that'd be my thing. Okay, so when it comes to family and relationship, how big is trust? What does that look like? Because sometimes your relationships become your family. That's why I was thinking to talk about the two. I wanted to merge the two. Because depending on how long you be with somebody or where it develops or go to, and I think in this age in our lives, nobody's dating just to be like, okay, we're here now. It's going to be some, you know what I mean? You pretty much looking for longevity. Or that's your potential family. So what does that look like when it comes to trust?
I don't really know. Can't answer that. I mean, I want y'all to get along and like have conversation and stuff, but I don't think you really need to be like hanging out talking on the phone. All of that.
I don't trust my family because I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all listening and watching. Because I can't fully be myself because they be judgmental sometimes.
So what?
And it's kind of like, I hate when people assume, because sometimes people assume the worst, and it's kind of like, you don't trust us to do that. I don't. Because part of me trusting, especially family, and I think even being a mom, sometimes it's like, you gotta allow people to be who they are unapologetically. Because even with my kids, I want them to be who they are. Or they gonna be like, I'm not gonna. Of course, it's like, okay, that's mom. No, I get that part. However, when it comes to what you like, what you do in your personal space, respect that.
Right.
Trust me enough to make the decision that this is what I want to do. Be there for me. You get what I mean? Allow me that space. But if I can't trust you to be who I am and you're my family, I'm not going to be myself. I think when you start to trust people, you be yourself. Like, I'll have family members and even some people who I become close with. I'm not even going to say like on a friendship level, but on an acquaintance type level. I'm like, be you. And I only say that because nobody should try to not be who they are. And I think Q mentioned it before, part of trusting yourself. You got to learn to trust yourself before you can look for trusting other people or know how to trust people. So my thing is, I would rather you be who you are, because if you can't be who you are, how you expect for me to be who I am around you? Because what are you hiding? And then that also means you don't trust me. Because, you know, if I trust you, listen, it's going to be a wild night tonight.
Right.
Or I'm like, nope, I'm not going there. That's not what it's going to be. I don't want to have to be conservative around my dude, my family. You know, I want to be who I am unapologetically. And you respect me and you care about it enough to know, okay, she trusts me enough to be like, this little thing gotta trust me.
Right.
That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that important for you?
Yes, but no, because if I don't like family or acquaintances, if I don't feel like I could be myself around you, I'm not bringing my person around you. Like, at all. It's no need to. Y'all don't need to know each other. You don't need to meet.
Is it because it's a trust factor, right? Would you consider that a trust factor?
Yes, and I don't think that you deserve a window into that part of my life. If I have to be closed off with you, I can stay closed off. I don't need to give you.
So how do you know when you completely trust, not saying completely, because we all know it's levels, before I ask the next question. When do you know you trust somebody? Like, what is it that may happen? What does that look like? Or let's say you have, like, you might be around somebody, you're like, damn, I really trust this person. Like, when does that look like that's what that is?
I don't know anymore. It hasn't happened in so long. I don't remember back that far, sorry. Don't give me that head nod. I don't remember how I began to trust you. I worked side by side with you. I don't know what happened.
I think
we
because I
started
saw.
staying on each other's shifts and hanging out.
You think so?
Yeah, and we was doing stuff on camera that we shouldn't have been doing.
What? Oh, I think when it comes to family and my relationship, I think family and relationships, I know I have a certain level of trust when I start saying certain stuff and talking about certain things. Like even, because you're not even a friend, you my brother. So it's kind of like when I start being like, listen, this is what happened. This is the thought I had. And start sharing that certain things. And I was like, fuck it, either we're not gonna be friends no more. He gonna look at me sideways, or it is what it is. And then you was like,
get rid of me.
no, but then but that's when I knew, okay, yeah, I trust this person. You get what I mean? Because I didn't feel like nervous. It was more so like, mental asylum.
Right.
That's probably why I call you for everything and get on your nerves.
Oh, well, whatever. It is what it is. Don't nobody else call me.
It's gonna be a migraine.
That's not important.
Are you more forgiving of people you trust?
Yes.
Than somebody you don't trust?
Yes.
What would you forgive a person you trust as opposed to a person you don't really trust?
I don't feel like I need to forgive you if I don't trust you already.
What is unforgiving in a person you trust?
I don't know.
Why everybody smile?
Huh?
Why everybody smile?
Because I really, really should have cut some people off long before I did. And it's like, I don't even remember what began.
Sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes it may take situations to open your eyes, so to speak. I think for me, if I and you, child, I've been in situations where I trusted a lot of people. I think sometimes when you put trust in people so much and you get a knife in your back so much, or you get let down so much by people who you may have put a whole lot of trust in, it makes it harder for you to allow other people to get to that trusting point. It's kind of like, I don't want to say guarded, but it's almost like, I don't know,
Give me 6 feet.
Huh?
Give me 6 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it is guarded.
And it's hard because I didn't trust some people that if they was fighting a million people and it was just the two of us, I was going to the wheels fall off.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? So it's kind of like I'm not allowed. I know I'm in a space where I don't want to allow it unless it's my husband does it, and so it's kind of like that borderline, especially when it comes to new people getting to know people. That I think it's a fine line. So do you think trust is the same now as opposed to before? Do you think it's like a bunch of hazy, cloudy lines?
Yes. And I feel like there's not a lot of trust at all anymore. Even for people who aren't like jaded or like been hurt, I just think people don't put the effort in anymore. Everything's
Okay.
very surface to a lot of people. Relationships are surface. It's all about looking cute for Instagram, but at home is trash.
Mm. Mm.
I'm sorry, not trash. That's rude.
No, that's pretty much
At home
it.
is not happy. I'll put it that way. And
What
you don't
happened?
care because I said at
Hold on.
home's not happy, and you're
Rich
there.
said, do you
You
have?
just there to look. You just there to look cute and take pictures. Like that's surface. What are y'all doing?
Rich said, do you have to trust a person you do business with or provide a service for? Can I answer that real quick? I'm learning on that aspect of it when it comes to business. I think I'm gonna say over the course of a year, I've trusted people to no, it's not business, but I'm getting to that. It's not personal at all. But when I'm talking on a business aspect, if a person trusts me enough to include me in their business or do business with them, I'm going to hold my end to the bargain of me doing business with them. However, what I'm learning is even with that, it gets janky. Only because I'm not even going to say just me. I've seen people go into business or want to do business and somebody fold in the middle. You get what I mean? On the person that trusted them to have the business venture with. So I think when it comes to doing business, you got to be really, really careful, really, really cautious, and really, really about and set the tone and the guidelines. Because the person who usually trusts and think people going to hold tight to their word is the person that gets burned in the end. So what I'm saying is what I learned is that whole term, okay, yeah, it's not business. Business always becomes personal. Because if you trust in somebody in business and something goes wrong and that person just like, oh, well, whatever, like you going to figure it out, it becomes personal because you start to, you know what I mean? You start to be like, oh, hell no. What the fuck? You get what I mean? So it's, yeah, you can separate the personal aspect. Okay, I'm not going to hold this on the outside, but my thing is once that happens, I'm not doing no type of business with nobody like that. Because my thing is I'm going to hold up my end the way that I want you to hold up on me. But if that's not being done, and sometimes when we have trust in certain people, it's easy for people to flake on you as a part of holding you down. But when it comes to the other side, they hold you to a certain standard because they know you that trustworthy person. So what I'm learning is to not put that trust out there like that. It is what it is when it comes to it. I'm learning to keep options open and never put full trust in nobody but myself. I don't know about nobody else. But sometimes you unfortunately you got to be that way. Everybody's mindset. I mean, you got to get to know how the person thinks, how they handle business, even how you handle your career says a lot about how you may handle your business. Do you take it seriously? Do you play all the time? Are you wishy-washy? Like, what are you doing? Do you commit one day, not committed the next? What are you doing? Those are the things. But usually I'm learning people like that want to do business with people who are consistent, who are driven. You get what I mean? Because they know where they fall short, that person going to pick up the pieces. But then again, when you go into business with somebody, is that fair? Is that fair to leave somebody holding weight? No. Which one? I can't read that. Wait a minute. What you say? Oh my God, you got my hand in the way. Business. Yeah, business is more permanent. Service is temporary because I look at your service as your the person who's either spending money or patroning your business, right? That's you providing the service. But when it comes to your business, because if that person leave or go, you still want to have more consumers, on the other side. But at the same time, no, it's not personal on a consumer level. People can pick and choose who they want to buy some or invest in, but it also goes on how do you handle your business. And it's a fine line when it comes to trust. And even, that thing like, trust our product, trust our this, trust our that.
No,
but if your product is not enhancing or giving what it's supposed to, doing what it's supposed to do, and you constantly get let down by your product, are you gonna keep spending your money? Same thing. If I keep buying the same shoe and the sole keep coming off 2 minutes later, I'm not gonna keep buying that same damn shoe. I don't trust your bit. I don't trust your soles.
First of all, you shouldn't have kept going back. You knew what she was getting this after the first time.
Exactly. What you can hate your barber and he may be a liar, but he's the only barber that knows how to cut your hair. That's different. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so he's providing a service that he likes. I'm not trying to get to know my barber and all them on a personal level. But if this person nasty, now, let me correct that. I could all right, let's say I go to a restaurant. I could like your food, but if your service is trash, I don't care how good your food is.
I'm not coming back.
I'm not coming back.
You can't trust him, but you need his service for your image.
I mean, there's a couple other barbers. We're gonna have to not work around. My thing is where you can choose where you spend your money. But if you treating me like trash, I'm not giving you my money.
Exactly.
That's just me. But I don't go to barber, so I can't relate to the barber thing. I can't relate to the barber thing.
You gotta trust your barber too. You putting trust in them, but they're not gonna jack your hairline or your beard or your shape up well.
I mean, but what he lie about though? Is he just while he talking trash? Is he lying? Or what?
He might be lying that he could fix it. He might be lying saying he didn't mess it up. It was already like that. He could be lying saying he know how to cut hair. He really don't.
But he's saying if your barber was the only barber that knew how to cut your hair, but couldn't be, he's just a bad person in general.
Does the bad person spill over into me? Like, am I in danger sitting in this shit?
Oh, well, that's different. That's different.
Because quite frankly, I don't care what you got going on at home. You just need to cut my hair.
It's a lot of bad people we patronize, but we listen. That's a whole nother conversation. That's not to say trust, but when you talk about trusting in business, usually that's a partnership or you trust in the product. Did you read that? What did he say?
See, that's how you cannot trust a person, but still frequent. Oh, wait a minute. But still, oh, shit. Sorry, y'all. See, that's how you can not trust a person, but still use or require their service.
I don't trust Jordan and I don't buy them. No shade.
I mean, how many times he gonna sell back the same shit?
Sure.
But I digress.
I get where he going with this. It's a lot of people. Rich always do this. He always do this. So it's a lot of people we invest what we work hard for. So when you spend your money, you're trusting where you invest your money, right?
Right.
But if that person, if it's not usually, even in business, when it comes to trusting your partner, it's usually beneficial for both parts, or it's something to gain on the other side. The same way, like if you want to use the barber reference, you're trusting this person to tighten you up and to make you look good. And in turn, he wants your money for profit to stay in business. Go both ways. So when you get trash service, and that's like saying, if you go to a restaurant or you go to that same barber and he's trash, but I'm a deal with the trash.
No, I'm not.
And that's where some people be in business and they be like, I don't care, people will still spend their money. And they had that mentality. So it's kind of like saying, and people are like, oh, I got loyal customers. So that's feeding a negative and a nasty attitude. So that's almost saying like, well, because you trusted in this product, I can treat you any kind of way because you're gonna trust what I deliver. Me, Jay, you know this.
Check.
Oh, you know, I don't care how good your product is. Bad service, bad whatever. No, ma'am. I will not be back. I will leave it there.
Can I say one thing?
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
Just to go back over what we was just talking about, I was basically saying like, you know, when you have a barber, you get personal with that barber. Like he knows most people that have barbers, they've had the same barber since they were young. So you grew up knowing this person, and they're actually you find out like on a basic level, they're actually a horrible person, but they provide excellent service. And 9 times out of 10, you don't go and find a new barber because, like Jay was saying, you don't want nobody messing up your hairline. You know, you're real personal about your image. So that's why I was just using that as an example to show that you don't necessarily have to like that person, but you still using their service. But and I also see what you're saying, that if they're providing bad service, of course, no, you wouldn't use that person. But if you don't necessarily have to like the person that you're getting the service from. You can kind of like separate the two.
There's a middle to that though.
I can't
Because
speak on the barber thing because I don't go to, and I know personally dealing with men how y'all feel about your barber. So I'm not even gonna touch the barber situation.
no, but just in general, like a good product with a bad person or a bad product with a good person. If you got bad customer service, period, I'm not coming back. I don't care how good or bad it is, either way.
Mhm.
If the customer service is bad, I'm not giving your product a chance. I'm not giving your service a chance.
Right.
I'm taking the business elsewhere.
Like you know, in a barbershop, you talk about all kinds of stuff. So if the barber's like, you know, he's married, but then he when you get in a barber chair, he start telling you like, yeah, I cheat on my wife, I cheat with this woman, I cheat with that woman. And morally, you looking at him like, this dude is a liar. Like, I can't trust him outside of the barber chair. So it wouldn't be nothing outside of the barber chair that we could even collaborate or do business on, because you're lying to the one that you call your wife. So what as a person, he's morally messed up, but he skillfully is the only barber you trust to actually do your hair.
I can trust in your skills and not trust in you as a person, though.
Yeah.
If I see that, if you're telling me you're doing all of that, I'm not telling you none of my
outside
business.
of him cheating on his wife. I mean, is he polite? Is he polite to the person that's in the chair, or is he just a trash ass husband?
Cool. We're cool as I'm not. This is not a particular story, but I'm using this as an example. But what I'm saying is, we're cool as we'll be cool as he's my barber. We get along. His customer service is great, but in reality, the stories that he tell you about his life, you just judge him based on that. Like, as a person, you can only judge him based on what he's telling you.
Right, I get that part, but outside of that, because that's his personal life, you get what I mean? So, but when it comes on a business side of the interaction that he has with you hypothetically, right?
Oh, no,
Is that like,
no issues.
is that just as trash?
Yeah, no issues.
Because I mean, that's even like if you go to the salon or you go to a friend house and they doing it, it could be anything. You get what I mean? Their personal business, and they could be, far as how they greet me, how they service me, can be very professional. And as you said, sometimes it could be sidebar conversation, whatever. I think that's the line. And I think sometimes, I wouldn't say comfortable. It's trusting, but it's more so comfortable. Some people get so comfortable. Oh, they come all the time, you know, and they start to share certain things.
Right.
And I think that's where the separation of, okay, that's what they do in their personal life. I'm not trying to get intertwined with that drama. I'm just here to be service.
But
You get what I'm saying? And I think that's for me, that's where I separate service, business, and personal.
You don't trust them outside of the service. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't even have to talk to you outside that service. I just see you in a couple weeks.
Exactly. But I'm also not going to tell you anything of my business that's of any substance if that's how you carry your relationships.
And then you talking in the shop. That says a lot too. That you don't even, not only are you disrespecting your wife, you don't have respect for the confidentiality of your home. So that lets me know if I share anything personal with you, you're not going to have any respect for, you know, that I'm just sharing this with you. You want to tell the whole shop when I leave. Those are the things that, I mean, I think we gotta.
And we back to being surface.
Now watch how people communicate, whether it's personal, business, family, relationships, you know, all of those things. I don't know, because then it's like, I don't know, it's a fine line. Because I can trust you and start sharing if it's just me and you, right? However, if I start to see, okay, now everybody else is around and you sharing all this stuff, like I'm looking at you with the, hey, you a little loose. You a little loose with your yapping a little bit. So then it becomes, I have to be mindful. Even with this business thing, I can't trust you on a level of where I can be intimate. And I think some people get intimate too quick, like how you said earlier. Even when it comes to people who we may see, you could go to the same person. For instance, I go to the same lady do my nails for years. I ain't telling her all my business. I see how she be talking about them people. Or she like, see her boyfriend ain't shit. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, boo-boo, you will never know this tea. You get what I mean? So I think it's a mindfulness, and you got to know your line. I don't trust you that much. I just trust you to do my nails.
Yeah, I can trust your service, but
and I think that's the relationship. You have to know the level of trust with the person who you dealing with. But when it comes to, we look at family and we look at relationships, it's supposed to be an undeniable level of trust that you're supposed to have in your confidant, a person you're building, or people who are supposed to be there for you no matter what, right? So if you start to see something ain't right in this communication, and you start to notice, well, how did this get out? How did that get out? And you sitting here holding secrets to your ankles that you carry into the grave, you start to really look at people in a whole nother light. I think. Am I wrong? Oh, what was it? So, Rich always throw me off. Quick question. So, what happens when a person break your trust? Other than the swords.
It depends what it was about. I mean, I guess it kind of depends what you did. Now, how grimy did you really move?
If it was somebody you highly trusted and they did something to break your trust, or would you be able to forgive?
It depends on what kind of friendship we had to begin with. Like, if you're like my best friend, we together all day, every day kind of best friend, and then you do something, I don't know. I can't even think of a scenario, but I might forgive you down the line, but it's gonna take me a minute. Like if you,
I ain't that forgiving. I
I'm
ain't gonna
not.
lie.
I'm not.
I'm not, especially if you somebody I hold to a certain standard and I allowed myself to let my guard down, be vulnerable, which something I don't do with just anybody. And if you break my trust, I'm done. Because my thing is this, it's no way we can get back to anything. I just don't trust you. Because I know I can't talk to you. I know I can't confide in you. I'm not going to be myself around you. And all of my knowledge that you cross me.
Yeah.
In a way that's, I'm not that forgiving. Now, I can forgive to a point. I'm not going to hold on to it. I don't have to deal with you and socialize with you. Because once I build a certain level of trust with people, that's high for me. Like really, really high. In the same way, if I know a person trusts me, I value that. And I think a certain level of trust holds a certain value, valuability. If I'm sharing things with you, that means I'm trusting the point of you, not only maybe in a mentorship way or in a way of saying, you might be the perfect person that in that moment I feel that I can talk to. So if I'm allowing that and I'm allowing that moment, receive that as in a way of saying, damn, she trusted me enough with this. And the same way if somebody is going through something and they share that with me, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, that's what you won't believe this one. You get what I mean? Whereas though some people will do that to you. Some people will use that to manipulate you and do certain things. But once you break that trust or you just shit on my trust, ain't no coming back. I'm pretty much like that because I'm not going to be acting like, oh my God, okay, we're cool. Even like some people are like, oh well, niggas be cheating on people all day, and then you take them back. Okay, look what they go through.
Right.
When that dude cheat on that girl or that girl cheat on that dude, anytime it's a discrepancy, a disagreement, what's the first thing that come up? It was probably the same. I don't have time for that.
I'm taking you back if you cheated. I'm not.
And he's gonna do the same thing. I feel like people only do what you allow. And like when Q said earlier, you gotta trust yourself. I trust myself enough to know now, so I'm not gonna say I've always been that way. I trust myself to make the best decision of who I need in my life, of who I'm not gonna allow to feed or use my vulnerable moments against me, or belittle me, or break my trust and expect for me to hold them down. That's not going to happen. I'm not built like that.
Yeah, I think for me more so like we've been friends for years, decades even. You know my love for my friends. Everybody knows that. I don't have lightweight friendships. Like we've been friends for years and years and years. It's the same people. Like they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Every time we try to include new people, it don't work out.
Yeah, no. Every time I try to do new people, it'd be like, nah, y'all can have them. But
I think people look at the friendships and want it or see the bonds and know that you're loyal to these people. They want it, but everybody don't know how to reciprocate. They don't know how to receive it or reciprocate it.
And a lot of people try to force it. They don't give it time to grow organically. You don't just get that. These relationships took years to build to get where we are. You don't get that, and I just met you 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I really like you yet. Like, no. Sorry.
Because I know, oh my gosh, that just made me chuckle because I know you don't like nobody. People say I don't like nobody.
People are unlikable. I be trying. People are really unlikable. I be trying.
If I say somebody cool, and I'm like, oh, they cool. That's a lie. Because you'll be like,
But see, I feel like you be like, they cool without the ... Like, it should be they cool so far. You're not
question,
cool
because
yet.
we're not going to go there. No, some people really be cool though. I didn't say they're cool to a point. I trust them, and then I'm just giving all my deepest, darkest secrets. No, some people really be cool for real. Like I'll be
So
liking
far.
their personality.
So far, you still getting to know them. They cool so far.
I gotta put the so far.
Yeah, because you be like when you just say they cool, it's like, bro, definite. Like, oh, I done known them. They cool. Nah, they might not be.
All right. Can you question before we get? Can you love someone you don't trust?
Yes, I can have love for you and not trust you.
Okay. Explain it.
I have former friends. I have no intentions of ever speaking to again in life. Ever. I don't care what happens. But I don't really want to see anything bad happen to you per se. I might feel bad for a second if something happens, but we're not going to be friends. I'm never going to trust you again. Just me as a human, I'm going to feel bad that happened to you as a human. And as somebody I used to care about.
My answer to that question, I don't think the love dies. But I think once the trust is broken, it's some people the same way how they say you got to deal with people from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can love people that break your trust, but you just know the relationship piece is tarnished.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like you can't have love for somebody and it just go away. But it's just no, I'm not fooling with you. Yeah. And I think that's not only your trust is your energy. I look at. You get what I mean? That's like your energy field. So when you break that energy field, I can't allow that back in my space because something negative had to happen for that to be broken. So at this point, I'm big on my energy. And one thing I'm learning is when you keep allowing people to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over, they keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. So now you got to protect your energy.
Yeah, you got to protect your
you
space.
Broke the trust. You broke a force. That force can't be mended back because you're not going to penetrate that again.
You interrupted my peace.
Yeah, because sometimes when people break your peace, it no matter what nobody says, when people break your trust, it does something to you mentally. That's a whole nother conversation. We probably gonna have to bring that back because I know it's running out of time. I probably should have started with that one. But a lot of times, whether it's relationship, family, it can do something to your mental and take you to a place that's not mentally right. And you got to work through that. And sometimes working through that is on your own. And then you start to wonder how you didn't pick up on signs. What happened? Some people go into depression or anything like that. But I think sometimes people play on people's trust and not understand it can have a bigger effect long term. And that's why you have people with trust issues. I got 2 minutes. Would you like to close out? If you want to sum it up, I'm going to let you sum it up with the 2 minutes.
No, I will not.
Why?
That's your show.
You're not guest.
The guests don't sum up no show. What's wrong with you?
Yes, they do. Jude do it all the time.
That's a whole nother conversation. We might have to bring that back for a part 2.
She about to hit your phone. Oh my God. She gonna hit your phone. But anyway, thank you, Q. Thank you, Jay, for coming on. We're talking about trust. One of y'all, or both of y'all, hopefully next week, we're gonna do a get to know me. Y'all gonna ask me a bunch of questions. I ain't gonna know the answers. I ain't gonna know the questions. I'm gonna just answer them. So that's gonna be fun. And I'm a little nervous, so I'm gonna have me a whole drink. But
you can just write me the questions and just like not know who's gonna ask them.
No, it's for me.
I know that. You can't write the questions for me and just don't know who's gonna ask you what?
No, that's not how that works.
It's a lot of work. All right.
Anyway, you got till next Wednesday. But anyway, thank you. I think this was really good. Unfortunately, he had his little technical difficulties, but thank you everyone for tuning in, whether you're listening, watching, and hopefully you will tune in next week. Share, tell a friend, and watch all the other shows on Hand Radio. We will see you guys next week.
Later.